being here at the Affordable Art Fair in New York City with Greek-American artist and gallery owner MK Simos. She has a wonderful gallery in Dallas, Texas, and also in London. And she's here for many years showing wonderful artists, representing also many Greeks. MK is also a photographer herself and an artist. And we're very honored that she's a Greek-American doing wonderful things representing Greeks around the world.
Oh, Jana, I am honored that you are all here to see us and the show. And we have been working with the Affordable Art Fair. This is the event where we are right now. We've been doing shows with them since 2008. We do love representing Greek artists. I think that there's a lot of talent in Greece, and it's an especially inspiring place for me personally.
Where do you find these artists? Tell me a little bit about how you choose an artist and what it is that inspires you when you see their art.
Oh gosh, that's a tough question and an easy question at the same time. My husband and I own this gallery. His name's Hugo Garcia Urrutia. I cannot leave Hugo out of this equation. He actually founded the gallery, De Corazon, which in Spanish means from the heart, aptinkardia. And what we do when we find artists, I think we're always looking for quality. Quality, number one, good craftsmanship. We're always looking for people who are a pleasure to work with, professional people, consistency in a body of work, and also something we might collect ourselves. There's a lot of good artwork out there, but then you have to think about what would I necessarily, I'm only going to show 8 artists here, let's say, who exactly are they going to be? Or we have 20 on our roster, on our gallery roster, 20 to 30 artists. It's something that moves us personally.
And the Greek artists that you represent are not really world-renowned, but they are up-and-coming artists. Tell us a little bit about which Greeks are on your roster.
Ooh, okay, the Greeks on our roster, we have George Maraziotis, who is not here now, but a year and a half ago, the last time we were interviewed on New Greek TV, he was actually here in person, and that was fantastic. He's a young, great up-and-coming artist. He actually has a show that's closing in Santorini Island right now. George Maraziotis from Patra. We work with Nikos Floros. Every once in a while, Nikos is a great friend of mine, and
we love Nikos. He's very talented.
We all love him.
Very talented.
I know. I'm looking for the perfect moment to do a show with him. We are working with a Swedish illustrator that we'll see in a moment, named Daniel Egnius, and he lives in Athens. He's a lover of Greece, and he's lived there for the last 4, going on 5 years now. And we have Apostolos Kanzaras, who is originally from Agrinion and lives in Athens. He is fantastic. We have a piece right here behind us of Apostolos.
I love his work personally. I think it's great.
Amazing. And
he uses saints, a lot of saints. I see Saint George in his work.
Apostolos grew up as an iconographer's son. So his father is a really well-known iconographer in Greece. I know with his dad, he's painted over 40 churches, and all that layered of, the layers of Byzantine iconography. I remember just in July when Hugo and I were visiting Greece, and we went to the Benaki Museum. Really fun to go with Apostolos and his wife Lito, because they knew everything there was to know about that area at the Benaki with all the old icons. It was really great. So the Byzantine style, the shapes, the bold lines and strokes, and the stories of some of these saints do translate into his modern work that he's doing now. And what I think is real special is this story of George and the Dragon, for instance, like right behind us. It's a universal story, really.
Definitely.
So when we took him to Asia, Hong Kong's on fire for Apostolos
because of the dragon.
I love it.
It's good luck.
Yes.
How has he been received here in the States so far?
This is the first time we've shown him in New York. People are going nuts. I've had designers come up. They want to know who is this new artist? Who is this up-and-coming artist? We've already sold 2 to 3 large pieces, and I'm expecting, I wouldn't be surprised if we sold out of what we have here.
Wow, we're very excited. MK always brings great artists. We want to know more about you, MK. Tell us about your background. You're Greek, born and raised in Dallas, and you're also an artist. Tell us about how it was growing up Greek in Dallas.
Greek in Dallas, well, Greek in Dallas with a father who's a politician. So, yes, I grew up I grew up in two Greek restaurants. We had two Greek restaurants.
What were they called?
The Torch of Acropolis.
Oh,
of course. Opened by my grandfather, who immigrated from Nafpaktos to Dallas.
What year was this?
Gosh, my papu Victor immigrated from Nafpaktos. He came to New York first and then ended up in Nashville, and at some point was chased out, I don't know exactly how, by the KKK.
Oh.
Went down to Dallas, where his brother was, and he actually formed a HEPA. My grandfather did. As an organization, because Greeks were being
historical significance.
Mm-hmm. And he also organized the Nefbakian Brotherhood, because Greeks were being discriminated against at that time. So
absolutely, I think that AHEPA has been a very important part of the Greek American legacy and helping the Greeks assimilate in the United States and protect them.
Absolutely.
What was the name of your grandfather?
Victor Asimakopoulos.
Victor Asimakopoulos.
Vasilis Asimakopoulos. But in the village, in Katokora, they knew him by El Pieti, because he was the poet. Am I right? Pitis, thank you. I'm always practicing my Greek.
It's great.
Good.
And so your mom, is she Greek?
Yes, she's from Tripoli. And we have a lot of family in Greece. A lot of extended family is there. Who I love. So I grew up in Dallas, Texas, in a Greek restaurant, the Torch of Acropolis.
Was there a lot of Greeks in Texas? Did they speak the language?
Yes, yes. And growing up, I was the first girl in a family of five, and three siblings, two parents, so five. And I was lucky that Greek was my first language, and I got to go to Greek school.
And what's your mom's story? How did she end up in Dallas?
Okay, she married my dad. She came from Charlotte, North Carolina. Her parents immigrated from Tripoli.
Wow.
Well, they lived here in New York for 10 years. They spent afternoons in Rockaway Beach, and then eventually moved down where sister was to the Carolinas, and they had a restaurant called the Piccadilly.
Wow. MK, I understand that your dad was also one of the first Greeks elected into politics in Dallas. Is that correct?
Actually, he was the first Greek elected in the state of Texas. Can you believe that? We're so proud of my daddy. He passed away 11 years ago. He was in the Texas State House of Representatives for 16 years. He was later county commissioner for 3 terms, which was 12 years, and he went on to be a lobbyist. So he did do a lot, and I have to say we were lucky in that our family I felt always as if we were the unofficial ambassadors of Greece in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot to be proud of. And your name is cut off, you said it earlier with your papu, so it was...
It's Asimokopoulou, but when my grandfather came over, it was shortened to Simos at that point. And of course, I'm Maria Katerina Asimokopoulou in Greece, and I'm MK Simos in NYC.
That's a nice story. And tell us about your background. So now, as far as a professional, you were also a photographer and an artist yourself.
I actually went to, I was lucky enough to go to a high school that was for the performing and visual arts called the Arts Magnet High School in Dallas. So I had an early start, and I always knew I wanted to be an artist. I was actually into jewelry making and design work, ceramics, and got into photography. And that became my love. I love taking photos, portraits of people, travel, and I learned on film. And I think when we moved into digital, that's kind of when I also made my shift and started more or less representing artists. I actually had a space on the Lower East Side on Avenue A and First. It was called the Red Room, and it was in the late 90s before we had too much internet, and I certainly wasn't utilizing the computer like I am now. But that was a lot of fun.
Well, you're doing a lot of great things, and you're representing artists around the world. How can an artist get their work in front of you?
Oh, wow. You can email your submission to info@decorazonegallery.com. Ugo and I are happy to take a look at your work. Make sure to send some JPEGs, and do be patient. I always tell artists that too. You don't want to necessarily come to a gallerist when they're in the middle of trading here at a show like this, but if you like what you see from a gallery, pick up a card, email them a soft email with some representative work later on and give them time to get back to you.
Good advice. Take it, guys. Reach out to MK and her husband. Now, I also know that you just recently joined the board of
The Association of Women Art Dealers. Yes.
in London.
I'm very excited. I have been part of AWAD, the Association of Women Art Dealers, since we moved to London. So in 2011, and that organization has just been pivotal in growing our business. Since then, a year ago, we launched here in New York City as well. So now we have a New York chapter of the Association of Women Art Dealers. It's huge, it's growing, and I'm on the board, so I look over all the applications and the application process, and I'm really amazed at the fantastic women. It's about women in a collaborative mindset to help each other and to grow professionally.
MK is doing wonderful things. She's an example to all of you guys out there. She's a Greek making it, representing Greece and Greeks. And we wish you a lot of luck. We're going to look out for you in the spotlight. MK Simos from De Corazon Gallery.
Thank you. And I'm especially interested in Greek artists. So
reach out.
please.